Hello and welcome everybody. Thank you very much for joining us. Welcome to the Tree of Life. It's obviously come up to the 20th of February 2025. Thanks very much for joining us. We've got a little bit of a greeting and intro from ourselves, but we're going to ask yourselves to, introduce yourselves so that you get familiar with our community and our group as well. And then we'll get straight into the Tree of Life and how it connects to all realms, dimensions, and planes, and the deeper inner meanings that is connected to your soul, your spirit, mental mind, and your physical body and the depth therein. Everyone hearing is okay? We're all good to go. Give us a thumbs up from your heart. All right, good to go. Marissa's there. Okay, she's joining us. That's good. All right. Thank you all once again. There's some familiar faces and some great students there. Very much. Thank you for all joining us as we've had a brilliant year together. Manuela and I have also seen growth in so many of you over the last months and years in all of your teaching practices. And this inspires us too. Obviously, it comes from your own heart and your own strength and your will and determination and personality to persevere with these kind of teaching. And it's the greatest way that you can present yourself as a gift to your own inspiration to remove blocks and grow deep into your own soul and fulfill the purpose that you're meant to be from your heart and the depth of your own spirit, what you're meant to be doing. I won't talk too much. I'll hand it over to Manuela and we'll roll from there.
Hello, everybody. So yeah, thank you for joining. And I thought because we're going to spend, the next few months together, we're going to catch up once a week. Some of you might miss some sessions and, catch the replay, but we do want to encourage you to, practice by yourself, but also practice with each other. So, make you new friends and try new ways of practicing as well. And so I just go through a little bit of today's setup. So if we do like a little introduction round, just a really quick one first. And then we also have, obviously, Michael will do the teachings. We've got some pictures. But to make it more time efficient, we thought if you can just write your questions down and then we allocate some time for the questions. That way we're sort of like not repeating things, because you might have a question and then, 3 sentences later, Michael answers that question already. So it just makes it a bit more time efficient to have all the questions in that allocated time frame. And we just see how it goes. If that works for everybody, if not, we just change it. Also, in the email, I asked already if you guys would like a WhatsApp group or Facebook group, so we can send more information through and also answer questions. So if you just let me know in terms of the WhatsApp group, if I don't have your phone number, maybe just include that so I can include you there. I pressed the record button already. Yes.
That's all right. There's a lot of light. It's good.
Yes. And
that's the one.
Yes. So yeah, obviously we're gonna dive into it shortly. And I thought let's just start with quickly introducing each other. And if I start, and obviously we want to keep it short so we have more time to practice, and over the time you get to know each other, hopefully very well anyway. And obviously we have the breakout rooms later in the sessions then as well, where you get to share. So yeah, for the introduction round, if you just introduce yourself with, your name, maybe where you are at the moment, so in terms of country, location, and then maybe if you feel comfortable sharing something about you that not many people know about you. So it could be something that you have a trade, or that you have done an adventure nobody knows about. So just something intriguing, something interesting, something fun. Yeah, whatever comes to mind. There's no right or wrong. And yeah, so I'll just start. My name is Manuela, or you can also call me Manu. I prefer both. And I'm in Australia, in Queensland, and something that not so many people know about me is I've got a background as physiotherapist. So in a former life in Germany, as you can hear on my accent probably, I was a qualified physiotherapist, and I was working on a national level with the female basketball team there for a bit.
Yeah, everyone, just so everyone knows about me, in case you don't know. All right, so my name's Michael Andrew Lamb. I'm currently teaching the Tree of Life course, and you're seeing it live here, live from Sunshine Coast. Actually, we live at Kings Beach next to Happy Valley, ironically, and we're right on the border of both. So, what's in a name? Lots. A lot of people don't know about my background. I have an engineering background, so obviously I started my apprenticeship, back here a long time ago. So I've got an understanding in lots of aspects. Obviously, I'm branched into metaphysics, but my background is in engineering, construction. So I've worked on tunnels, high rises, bridges, and obviously, massive machines for mines, and also, obviously working with chemicals and petrochemical and different yucky industries. But they're good. You learn a lot about measurements and the structure of things, which has obviously given me a lot of depth to inner worlds and things along those lines. I first started out this work about 1985 when I was finishing with martial arts. So I was running it parallel. I got a background in my martial arts Taekwondo, and then I moved into Togakaru Ninjutsu, which is an esoteric martial art from Japan. And once again, it developed a lot of the elements there. When I started working with that, it introduced me to a fellow named William Cook Edwards, who a couple of years later, Mark Rasmussen, his father, came along and started studying with the classes. Mark was running a kung fu school in the south side of Brisbane. More about me. Well, I just want to come back and got to teach in Chiang Mai, which was pretty epic. I've been working with this work with School of Inner Knowledge with Bill. If I go back to that, I did that for 9 years. And once again, when you activate this work, it doesn't seem to stop. And even in your dreams and the astral planes, you'll start to work, whether you're doing healing work, holistic work, you're teaching, you're connecting with people, or just having weird things, being chased around by weird monsters. It's all part of your life, right? So we'll get into the astral parts of your life as we get into the deeper aspects of emotions and energies and thoughts and our energy field. So welcome everyone. Thank you very much for your patience and your time. Finally, it's happening, and we will go into the basics and we'll just recover and recap all the energy. So we've got a really cohesive energy so that we can work with, let's say, the polarities of the tree of life. We'll be bringing up the first picture pretty soon, and we'll go into the actual history and background of the tree of life. And yeah, we'll be bringing it up in a moment. Just give me
Just
about,
let me
a couple of minutes. Yeah, that's
Just let me
fine.
know.
Yeah, we can do it. So like a tree, we have our inner connection to the earth. So a tree grows roots. Okay, so we have the above ground part of the tree, or the plant, or whichever, and we're connected deep into the earth itself. So the roots with us are like when we connect through the soles of our feet, we want to be able to earth out and remove toxins. So we'll be doing this in our meditations, and also drawing in nutrients and minerals and those sorts of energies through the soles of your feet. We'll talk about different chakras and things like this. This will be later in the program, and we get into the aspects of your metaphysics, opening your hands for healing, teaching, and all sorts of energy work. And like a tree, you will be working with the sun's energies and the lunar energies, solar and lunar, masculine and feminine. Each of the planets and each of the constellations and each of the elements have polarity, which is usually negative and positive. But we start to work with tetrapolar. Tetra means four, or four polar. So four is form, and the four gives us the fifth element, which is ether akasha. We'll cover that tomorrow, or sorry, next week when we do the next session in elements, just so that you know the background of that. We'll be bringing up the picture of the tree of life, and we'll talk about each of the 10 worlds. We actually do 11. There's a hidden world, which we get into, which is like the outer planets, and the 11th aspect, which each of the planets or planes, there is 4 worlds, just like your elements. Just could we bring that up, please? Thank you.
Which one?
That's the one, yeah. Okay, that's a nice, easy one to see. All right. Okay. It's nicely colored there as well. Now, if you notice here, there's 10. There's actually 11th, which is the black one. That's the 11th. We'll get to that. At the base is Earth, or what's called Malkuth, or kingdom, or foundation. Just bring that up there. And that is Earth. Okay, so you can see the cross and the circle. This world will, like all worlds, have a physical plane, an astral plane, which is an emotional plane, a mental plane, and an akashic or fiery, let's say, a etheric aspect to it. Because when you hit the fourth element, the form comes together with fire, the form, and the formation creates the fifth. Four together is fifth. It's like the center of the cross. You have the circle. So this will talk about, this will be to Earth and the Earth world. And as you know, if we just have a little bit of a chat about Earth, it is the home world of infinite souls. So it's a home world of infinite souls incarnating at different levels of consciousness. You have the mineral kingdom, the plant kingdom. These are living conscious beings. We have the animal kingdom. And then we have the world of man, the human world, which is 4. And the fifth element, of course, we'll come into that as we go into the angelic and the world of genies and jinns and interdimensional beings. Right. So Earth is the key to the fifth element as well. You must have grounding. Okay. As we go up next, this is number 9. By the way, Earth is 10. So we'll get into the numbers and the numerology. We're going up to the middle now. It's the middle pillar. See, there are 3 pillars. One is masculine, one is feminine, and one is neutral. And when you're male, you swap over to female. And when you're female, you swap over to male as you start to move to the top of the pillar and the knowledge you receive. So you become androgynous. I'm not talking about your physical sex or anything along those lines. I'm talking about your polarity of emotion. So you become a balanced, universal being, as it were, or a star being. You connect to star law, star knowledge. So at the next level up from Earth, we have a place called Yesod, which we call the moon. In many cultures, she has many different names. It can be Diana or Artemis, and there's just too many to mention from East, West, and the Americas. We'll just use just the moon, our lunar force, okay? And the lunar world is to magnetism and tides. It's the movement of in and out, reproduction, magnetism, attraction, what you do in your life, that sort of thing. Each planet has a sacred metal, and also there are elements that are regarding it as well in the atomic structure of things. Once again, Earth, Moon, they're quite neutral. Now you can feel there's a feminine aspect to the moon, and there's also a masculine element to the moon. If we go back to Earth, of course, we have Gaia and many of the different names of Earth because all life comes from it. However, it needs a connection with her siblings, her father and mother, as it were, which are the planets, and obviously our star, the sun. If we go up the next one of the neutral plane, we can go, or actually we won't go there. We'll go to the male, base of the male pillar here. All right, this is important, this one here. Can everyone see this? At the base of the male pillar, it's called Hod. These are the old Hebrew names. We can use different names from different cultures. I will drop hints in that as we go along. This is Mercury. Mercury is to air and wisdom. And the old name for Mercury is Hermes, and he's the messenger of the gods. In Egyptian, he's known as Thoth. That is the ancient scribe of the gods. So with Hermes and Hermetics, we are absolute we become masters of communication, not just to other beings, telepathically, empathically, but within our own body. We need to know the makeups of our physical body and our anatomy, and we can communicate into our bodies. People say the physical body is inanimate, but it's very important to have a healthy structure, because your physical body is going to be the mobile vehicle of your soul, mind, and of course your spirit in this particular lifetime, in this particular incarnation. So we're looking at Mercury as intelligence and communication. And that's just a quick overview. And it's the beginning of the male pillar. Yet at the beginning of the male pillar, you're affected by the female pillar as well. And this is where these lines of force, all right? The lines that connect these, we'll talk about in a moment. Over here is Netzach, okay, which is Venus. She goes by many feminine names in many cultures. Some call her Kuan Yin, some call her Aphrodite, and she's the connection to love and the connection of attraction, reproduction, and the worlds of the waters, right? So each planet has very strong elemental connections. Notice the cross at the bottom outside the circle, circle to the top. We'll talk about symbols such as the Ankh and other different aspects from the old cultures and old worlds. Venus is the beginning of the female pillar to love, nurturing, appreciation, movement, emotional growth, understanding, and many of the other feminine qualities. Everyone good with that? I'll just take my time. Don't worry, it's just me. I speak very fast. I'm doing my best to slow down. Okay. If we move to this particular shape in the middle here, this fellow here. All right. By the way, Mercury's to 8 and Venus is to 7. This is number 6, and this is called the Sun. Tippereth, Helios, Kia, Ra. There are dozens of names for these sun gods. Quetzalcoatl, if you're from the Southern Americas, okay, they're sun gods. And you'll understand why they're called sun gods, because the sun is the divine being, the star, it's a key to the stargate and the outer heavens. And our sun is a solar system, has a solar system of other planets, which helps stabilize her energy as he or she creates trillions of life forms on our planet. Now, with the sun, as many of you do the spiritual work, spirit is spiral, earthed out on this planet. The sun is the key to growth, photosynthesis, chloroform in all plants. Can you imagine, just try to imagine the trillions of life forms that this living star affects every single nanosecond? That's the kind of energy we can tap into. So suns, and this one is the key to all the other star systems that we will touch, not just the 12 in our constellation and how they form. This is part of the tree of life. You will see the other symbols around as well. So it's to the 12 around the 1, the 12 around the 1. It's a symbol, it's a setup of your clock, your old clock, analog clocks. You have the 1 with the hands, the 13th sign, and the 12 apostles, or the 12 numbers, or the 12 zodiac, or the 12 signs of the Chinese. So it'll work out. We'll get through that as we go. So sun is Tiphereth in the old school, one of the names of our solar sun. Just exploring this. You'll also notice there's 3 crosses there that creates the Union Jack, although it's not so well displayed in this one. But we'll move across over to the second planetary sphere of the male pillar, which is Mars, Ares, god of energy, war, movement. This is the male pillar. Can you see the male pillar? All right, masculine, all right, about energy. So this world is about polarity. And this is going to be the key to a lot of Franz Barden's work, which is exactly what he's talking about when we talk about the tetrapolar magnet, the 4 magnets, or north, south, east, west, and up and down. and we'll work with that. The energies of Mars is the thing that gets things going. It's powerful, it's dangerous, but it's energy and it's real. If you need an energy burst, you tap Mars. It's the fire of fires. It's a small little red planet. We'll get into the depth of the physicality of these planets as we go along as well, but just showing you on the Tree of Life how they connect. And I'll get into the history of it and the different cultures around the Tree of Life as we go along, just so you know the actual makeup. By the way, we will also have a toilet break around halfway through. So if you need to have a water or hydration break and that, we just want to let you know that as well as we get into Mars. There's a lot about Mars. It's about your protection, your natural immune system. There's a lot of energy there. So the term martial arts and the martial arts system comes from Mars. And it's usually about the top where most men get in this world. They sort of don't usually go past there until they move into their more high-geared spiritual growth as well. As we move along, we're going to our second major planet of the feminine tree. And this is Jupiter. Jupiter in the old Greek, okay, has a consort. It's his sister. So in the old days, the gods and goddesses, they marry their sisters because they're high vibrational. They are blue bloods and they do not marry outside their culture. They're like large cats, panthers and lions, and that their ancestral, their bloodline is pure. So Jupiter in, let's say, Hindu will mean guru or great teacher. In Norse, it is Thor, thunder, lightning, God, right? Now, with Jupiter, this is the first of our real combination of elements of planets. Jupiter is the spiritual water and fire, or etheric fire and water. We'll get into the combinations of the elements when you start to blend them, when we start working again with the elements, and you'll understand it. So as soon as you hit etheric or akashic levels and you bring in another element of fire, earth, air, or water, it will amplify that. It'll be like a high frequency fire or a high frequency water. You're not just dealing with like drinking water or just river water. There's the oceans, there's the tide, there's the movement, there's your spinal fluids, there's also your sexual reproductive fluids, all the secretions in your cranial system, your perspiration, different frequencies of fluids in your body. You start to crack the codes in your own anatomy and you go deeper and deeper into your feminine and masculine. Jupiter's to civility, into trade, into commerce. It's the cities, it's the villages, it's the towns, it's into the family unit. Okay, it's this sort of thing. He's the big head thunder god. He's the chief. And he has his consort. He has his queen. So you're talking about kings and queens, or god kings and god queens of godly lines. Gods just mean they're accessing the higher vibrations of the angelic lines. There's some of you are very aware of your angelic lines. There's 9 orders of angels, archangels, principles, and things like that. So you're accessing the interdimensional or the higher frequencies of your ancestral bloodline, your planetary, and your teaching. Accessing these kinds of energies, very, very helpful in your greater teaching that you can share with your students and your cultures. There's too many cultures for me to get into, and this is where it gets really, really big. I can go all over the planet and we can go through dozens and dozens of these cultures, and you'll start to see there's a lot of similarities. This is not taking away from cultures. This is actually showing you that they're telling you there's a very, very powerful story in this. And the story is the actual creation running with evolution. It's like when you meet spirituality and you marry it with science, mathematics, and geometry. And that's what you're looking at with Jupiter. It's the second tier of your feminine. It's for education and those kinds of things. It's very, very deep and rich. And also, as you would know, we'll get into the lunar aspects. Jupiter has over 60 moons, 4 of which Europa, Ganymede, Io, Callisto. We're just getting it so that you understand this is about culture and growth and stability, sending forth, your children to grow cycle after cycle of cycles. Has everyone got that? Am I talking too fast? Just let me know by raising your hand or scratching your head. It's all good.
I'll get the recording.
I just can't speak enough languages. All right. All right. We're going to leave our little 11th sphere to last. That's a secret. It's about the secrets of things. All right, going to the top of the male pillar. This is the big challenger, and this has got so much knowledge and so much power over anything you could possibly imagine. This guy is the magic of Saturn, and Saturn. All right, that's the planet with the rings around it. Oh, there's a few that have got rings around, but Saturn is the one that you see on the old wizards and things. Because if you can master this guy, you are set. You're running good. But this is the big challenger. All right, means it's to number 3. By the way, Jupiter was to 4 and form. We're at 3 now as we go up the tree of life, and Saturn relates to Saturday. Obviously, there's all the lower planets relate to days of the week, if you haven't worked that out yet, but we will get into that as we go into each individual planet. So if you miss it, you'll get it in detail. Saturn is to satires, and he is the key to the harvest and life. Saturn in the old Greek, his name is Kronos. Chronos means time. So really ancient words in our English language, and I'm sure we can go into European languages as well, but sorry to be like not capturing enough of the different cultures around there. But Chronos, chronicle, like it's a chronic disease, it's a chronic fatigue, or chronicle has the daily notes. So he's the timekeeper, he's old father time. His prime aspect is to control action and reaction, or what you call every cause is an effect, or every effect has a cause, or what we generally call in the Hindu, Hindustani, is karma. You can't escape karma, and this guy rules it. In fact, he is known as the Lord of the Rings, and he's the head Titan. The Titans were before the Olympian gods. They are of an Atlantean culture, and they relate to very powerful forces that are of etheric earth. So all monies and all control runs through Saturn. Everything you think, feel, and do is measured by this fellow. He has a partner, a Titanic beyond the gods, goddess. Her name is Rhea, Rhea. There was 12 Titans before the overthrow. The overthrow of these gods and goddesses represent time cycles are called a great year, which is about a 2,160-year cycle in the precession of the equinoxes. We've currently obviously moved into the time of Aquarius. Okay, we've moved from Pisces and the whole Christian thing. And also we're also in the year of the serpent. So that there's an old saying to be as wise as serpents. So we're teaching or showing you the greatest wisdom we can, and we'll show you as we get into each planet and each of the elements to feel this. So etheric earth is very powerful, and it can override a lot of the other elements very, very quickly because it's an absolute law. So there's ways to bypass it, and that's when we go. If you can master Saturn, good, because that's where most of all the Bardens work, and even all the other cultures stop. And this is where I come in, because this is where we were taught in a mystery school within a mystery school of the School of Inner Knowledge, and we got into the outer planets. And this is what really is the key to things. We're going over now to the top of the female pillar. And this is Uranus, and it connects deeply to, let's say, inner worlds and inner seeing. This planet is the only planet that runs around or moves around on its belly. Its north-south axis is tilted this way, and it moves around on its belly. It is the key to some of the deepest wisdom you could possibly imagine. If you can crack this after Saturn, you are on your pathway. I mean, seriously. All right. So what animal moves around on its belly? That's right. It's a serpent or a snake. What's that little critter you see at the front of all the Egyptian masks? It's a bird and a snake. Now that's a key to your whole ascension. It's called the uraeus. And that is what they're showing you in Kundalini yoga or Kundalini meditation. Now, the serpent is in every culture on the planet. Even in the Christian Bible, it says the single one. It is the key to DNA and the most ancient mysteries of the ancient mysteries. I don't think there's a temple in Thailand I've even gone to that's not guarded by either serpents or Nagar. Okay, these are ancient, intelligent beings. And it'll show you the key right back to and Uranus's old name in the Sumerian or the land of the dragons is Anu, the great sky god. And Uranus is the father of the Titans, the Cyclopses, and the Hecatontries. And these are hybrid beings. So when you go through these temples, whether it be in Thailand or you go to anywhere in the old parts of Europe, the Middle East, and Asia, and you'll come across these hybrid beings. They can be satyrs, centaurs, minotaurs, and all these other nature of these half, what would you put an elephant with this? Because of this deeper culture that's going on about the original species that used to actually live on this planet. Mainstream science doesn't touch this. This is all nonsense to them. It's mythology and legend, but we'll get into that and why it's that way these days. Because if you crack these codes, your energy and knowledge is phenomenal. All right, I will just touch on the last one. At the top of the all, the neutral is the master of the three worlds, and that's the trident of Shiva and Poseidon. This is the planet Neptune. It holds more knowledge and power, is the king of the waves. We've started to work with some of the liquids, but this is the power that the masters have that can move interdimensionally and through time and space. That is Neptune. More on that as we go into the planet. So any being that holds a trident is a master of all planes, realms, and dimensions. The 11th, of course, is the black, which is in the tree of life. It's called Dath or Death. And it's the inner underworld, or the inner worlds and tunnels of this earth and the world of souls. You have to face death. It's part of your life, no matter what you do. And when you face death, you will go through a process that we'll get into. And this is in the Tibetan Book of the Dead, the Egyptian Book of the Dead, and many other ancient mystery schools. It's never talked about because it scares the hell out of people. And that's good. Right? So Pluto and old name is Hades, okay? Inner worlds and even gods tremble to go into these places. But there is so much knowledge hidden in there. And if you're ready for it, we're going to take you into these worlds and chambers and these inner earth areas. Okay, that's it there for the Tree of Life. We're going to be doing a meditation soon. We're just coming up to, are we going? Our wee break yet? Yeah, okay. Does anyone want us to go on, or does anyone need to have a little break? Oh, we're all good. Okay, fantastic. That's awesome. Often you see through the Tree of Life, you see a bolt of lightning. So you're mastering weather or the elements, as it were, or literally. So you'll see that. And yes, take a break. We want to take a break? Okay, good. A serpent. Okay, just have a quick break, 1 or 2 minutes. Charge your glasses with water or whatever substances you're doing. Vitamins, minerals. Okay, just have a break and a quick tea break. Okay, good.
Okay, how is everybody going? Nearly back from the toilet break. So, we were just talking, maybe we do the meditation first and then the questions, or are there any pressing questions to clarify anything? Otherwise, we do them after the meditation. Everybody good?
Okay,
GB?
we're all good. All right. Yes. What? No, that could possibly be me. 8 terabyte hard drive of questions is good. All right. All right, good to go. All right, we're going to just do a simple meditation. I'll take you through it. I'll integrate it, just take you very, very simply through it, and then we'll go into some questions if you have some questions, a Q&A. And thank you. And then I'll just go a little bit of the history. All right. And then as we go later into the tree of life, we'll get into many of the different cultures. But I just want you to all be in a nice, comfortable space. But I also want to get past your comfort zones too as we go deep into the tree of life. All right. Okay. Like a tree. Just have a nice integrated meditation. Everyone's ready, comfortable. Important to be comfortable when you're meditating, except you're training. What are the elements? All right. All is zen. We're good. All right. Okay. And 3, 2, 1. Deep breath in. Deep as you can go. Nice, rich breath. In, expanding your chest, filling your lungs with air. Keep going. Diaphragm, belly, right down to the root of your spine. Hold, hold, hold. Strong abdomen, strong core, strong spine. I'm aligned. And releasing. As we're breathing out, our air, oxygen, is creating the mist around us, creating our atmosphere. Just a mist or a gentle fog like a cloud around us. Next breath in. As we're drawing in oxygen and nitrogen, mouth and nose together, filling the chest, big strong chest, that's right. Filling your lungs with air, deep, rich. Solar plexus, diaphragm, belly, good strong core. Right down deep into the core, base of the spine, past the belly. Hold, hold, hold. And releasing. As you're breathing out, like the masters, the air around you, the mist around you is creating your atmosphere. Everything's all right. We're good. Full breath out. Now we're breathing in again, starting to tune into your own biorhythms. We're breathing in. My mind and soul are as one. My mind and soul are as one. Into the core, straight. All my energy centers are aligned with my spine. Nice straight core, good posture. Hold, hold, hold. Real discipline, good strong core, good for your abs, and releasing. Creating the mist of the great masters all around you, filled with your consciousness. Now, as we're breathing in, my mind and soul are as one. My mental body, sensing into my mental body and my astral body as I'm filling with air, and they're expanding out right out to your outstretched fingers and hands and your outstretched toes. You're creating your atmosphere, atmospheres around you. Just relax. Just breathing in time with your own natural biorhythms. Deep, rich air is the breath of the gods and the goddesses. Every living thing needs the air. The air is life, breath of life. First thing you do in this life, last thing you do when you leave. As you connect now, we're feeling deep, deep, and going deep into our chest, expanding out. We want our heart, touch our heart, and expanding our heart field beyond the sphere is a torus. Expanding our heart out with our mental body and astral body. Soul and mind, feel this. Feel it expanding out in front of you to an arm's width, behind you, beside you, beneath you, and above you. My mind and soul stabilizing my atmosphere. So your physical body's the core. Just continue breathing. Heart, mind, and soul together. Expand it out. Just strengthening your energy field. Your aura or your corona. Just sit with this, please. I'm calm, healed, and strengthened, and I am aligned. I am aligned with the divine. Now, as we're breathing in now, we're connecting to our hearts. And not just seeing it as a physical organ with 7 muscles that pumps. We want to see it as a vortex that spins all our vital force. So we're going to go on a journey through our veins and our vessels throughout our whole physical body. Take your time. Nothing else matters. Your bloodstream. Go right down into your thighs, your knees, your calves, ankles, and feet. Feeling deep into my vital force, right to the tips of your toes. Keeping your breathing, oxygen and nitrogen flowing into your bloodstream. Feeling that magnetism, that iron in your blood, life force. Each of your legs, take your time, for you are divine. And just connecting through the blood vessels of your whole physical body. This intricate artwork of your incredible multidimensional vehicle. This bloodstream right up your back, over your chest, into your shoulders, your neck, and your head. Feel your consciousness moving with your vital force. This is happening every second, every millisecond, every nanosecond. Connecting right down your arms. Feel your consciousness go right down to the tips of your fingers. Feeling deep into your vital force. feeling deep into the magnitude of your consciousness and your super consciousness. As we're awake with this incredible vehicle we call the human body, have all the matrices aligned in divine. We're just going to connect with Mother Gaia, our earth, terra firma, just letting all upsets, negative emotions, doubt, all our hang-ups, ancestral karma, just flowing out through the soles of our feet. Just going to do a mini detox or a full detox through all our bodies. Let it go. Everyone that's hurt us and upset, let it go. No longer. We're moving into the richest elements of our true inner selves. Just feel this connection. Don't worry if you're standing on a building, in a tree, on a plane, you're connecting to earth. Like electromagnetism through the soles of your feet. And imagine it like little roots of a small plant or massive root system of a tree, and you're earthing out electrical and magnetic energies that no longer serve us and going into the earth. Mother Gaia. She can break down anything and restore it and give it a new life force. And you're connecting deep within your mother's womb, the mother of mothers, of grandmothers, deep into Gaia. Connecting to every single physical body and life force that has ever been on this planet. Who's ever been a terrestrial, whether it be a blade of grass, a mighty forest, the entire animal kingdom. You're earthing out. All have been connected to earth. Cleanse, heal, strengthen, regenerate. Now you're tuning into the rhythms of nature. Call it the Schumann resonance. Just getting into that heartbeat, your pulse. You know, as you're drawing this in, you're drawing in the minerals and nutrients that have sustained countless life forms. This is flowing up into your physical. It's going deep into your skeletal, into your bloodstream, regenerating your nerves, lymphatics, cardiovascular, deep, rich, soulful breaths. Release. Relax. So good. Also feeling the atmosphere around us, all over our skin, our epidermis, if you're ready, strong enough. Imagine as you're breathing now, you're breathing in through every single pore on your skin, like a tree, the area of every leaf, the trunk, and all the branches, the fruits and flowers it bears. As you're breathing in through the air in the earth kingdom, you're connecting to the liquid kingdom, the sacred fluids, going right down deep into the skeletal into the marrow, fluid and movement, right down into the bare bones of you. Re-energizing, rejuvenating, and regenerating your whole being. All excess no longer serves you, just releasing. Now you're regenerating, renewing, bringing everything into a line to the divine. As you connect, you're going straight up to heaven, through the sky, and you're connecting to the sun. Sun is always there, our star, our solar star system. And with the sun, a sunlight on every planet, on every leaf, on every plant, just happens to have been there for every single living organism, no matter where you're on the earth. Sun is always there. Always rises, always sets, which is an illusion of the earth just spinning around. So help with the nutrients and minerals in your body. Just feel that connection, heaven to earth. Beautiful, masculine and feminine. And you're connected to your Holy Father, your Holy Mother, and you're healing your ancestral bloodline and regenerating and renewing it for the highest goodly purposes. Cleanse, heal, regenerate. Just tuning into yourself as a sphere, like the cells in your blood and the cells in your body. And tuning into your DNA, spiraling, spinning, spirit, spiraling. As you connect to the sun, as we go deeper, feel it like a golden rays or ray of light just pouring through you, drawing all those minerals into your body, into your blood. Becoming aligned to the macrocosm and the microcosm, to the physical and the atomic, the quantum and the present. Line to the divine. Thank you. All right, just a big thank you as we begin to return to our natural organic selves. Big thank you to the sun, that life giver, Mother Earth, that life giver. With great love and gratitude, as we return to ourselves, you can keep this energy with you. You don't have to come back to the old you. You can keep this energy rolling. I want you to do this as part of your homework. Just slowly come back. Just thank you. Know you can regenerate and connect to the elemental aspects of each one of your bodies. So we're going to go exploring into the world of our anatomy, atomics, the ancient world of the gods, goddesses, and the angels. Thank you. Just come back, please. That's good.
Just take some notes if you want to take some notes. Maybe have a little stretch of your spine. Have some water if you have some nearby.
Oh, that's good. And I remember, or do remember, and don't forget, but do remember, please remember, this is your homework. Just getting yourself into that space. Your job is simply to feel as good as you can, as much as you can. That might sound selfish. Well, so be it. You need self-esteem. With no self-esteem, you're going to go back into the negative emotions. So you have to have that self-energy, self-pride, because you're actually carrying a lot of life forces with you. There's a lot of beings want to wish to work with you. Look at all the organisms within you. You're literally carrying a galaxy around. So we're young star beings, and we're going to show you the evidence of this through cultures again and again and again. And I want you to get into the best levels of your true self for you and those that you influence.
And also remember with the tree of life, because we're gonna work with, very high-end energies, your emotions and your thoughts will be triggered, and so certain energies will stabilize you whilst other energies will almost like destabilize you. So it's very crucial to kind of like monitor yourself, like you're observing yourself. So especially we talk more about this next week, but for the next week, just observe yourself what emotions, what feelings are present throughout the day, and also what thoughts are present throughout the day. So you always keep like a diary, and maybe at the end of the day, just write 4 thoughts down that are the dominant thoughts, 4 emotions that are your dominant emotions for that day, and also see if there's any situations that trigger you, or how situations affected you, and how quickly you can get back into balance, how quickly you can get back into harmony, or if it takes you, hours or even days, depending on the event. So you're just sort of like monitoring yourself in terms of emotions and thoughts, feelings, but also monitoring your environment, how big the impact of your environment is on you, and how it can throw you out of whack, or even or other way, enhance your well-being. Because as we go higher in the tree of life, the energies will get more intense, so things will get amplified, so to say.
Yeah, well said. Absolutely. Once again, it's about your core understanding of yourself. We're going to get deeper into our own selves, and you're going to be facing the deepest aspects, as well as you'll understand, the most powerful negative challenges, which are obviously what we sometimes think as demons. And these are negative emotions that upset us and also at the core, but we'll also address them, look at them for what they are, and we can just either send love or let them, just dissolve them. And we work to the deeper aspects. Because once we start getting into the outer planets, on constellations, it gets really, really deep, particularly as you go right into it. You start dealing with atomic energy and energies that are quite challenging, because you'll find out what's really been going on the earth and some of the hidden aspects of the most powerful knowledge. Obviously, we'll be talking about, the key to symbolism and things like that, obviously has been written about, or it's sort of hidden in the stonework in the temples, as it were. We'll get into the magnetic energies that you can access on the planet, lays, and we'll go to vortices as well, because remember, your blood in your system and your body, it's not just pumping, it's spinning, it's spiraling through. It's the easiest way to get energy around your body, and to tune into yourself is going to help you a lot. We will talk about periodic elements such as, the iron in your blood, calcium in your bones, and things like that. We won't go into too much detail. That's more about the alchemical side of things. But knowing that you've got oxygen, nitrogen, you're doing a hydrogen, you're actually working with the universal nature and the song of life, as it were. All right, I better open up the floor for questions and answers. Is that right?
I think so.
I'll give you the answers and you can give me the questions. Yeah. We got to get questions going. I can't read them. I'll be mugged by light. That answer your question. Okay. Coolosaurus.
Thank you. I know it's 8 o'clock, so if anybody has to jump out, feel free to jump out. Otherwise, we'll stay a bit longer and answer any questions. If anybody has any more questions, just unmute yourself.
All right. Next week, we'll be getting into the elements, and we'll cover there. If you do have any questions, let us know. And also through the week, we're also very accessible. Sometimes it's very hard to formulate questions, and sometimes, oh my God, what's happened there? So as we go through the elements next week, we'll start to really build up our meditation prowess and access to the different structures. Plus, obviously, all the elements relate to all the emotions that are in our matrix, and they make up our personality and our character, which is obviously connected to our soul and who we are. So yeah, physical body gets a bad rep in spirituality, and we want you to understand you've got all the elements running in your body, and I mean all the elements running in your body, because we have the ability to self-replicate ourselves in this particular plane, which is pretty awesome, and different layers to multiple areas and dimensions. And no one's teaching the outer planets, and I really can't wait to take you guys through it, because I'm going to say straight up, you don't have to believe a word I say. However, that's it. Make it up for yourself. I'm just going to put it out there. And this is what's got, it blew my mind when I started these programs, and it got me into the deeper aspects. And I'm very, very proud of what we've achieved and what we've learned. So I want to keep this teaching alive. And I know you're all actively good teachers. You never stop teaching. I'm very proud of your work. Thanks very much for some of the work that you've all done. I've been watching you, obviously online, and we just get great feedback from all of you. So thank you very much, and wishing you a great evening or morning or day or afternoon or trip into the underworlds or under oceans. Thank you very much. It's actually been a pleasure. Nice to meet you all. Thank you all once again. It's been a wonderful adventure. Just at the beginning, heartfelt. Thank you. All right.
Jimmy also says that he's very happy that we're doing this.
Thank you very much. It's a pleasure to get into it. So we're going nice and easy, nice and gentle to start with. Okay. Nice and easy. I won't use too many woo-woo terms, which is a scientific word for crazy stuff. Thank you. It's a blessing. Good to see you all. Hello. Good stuff. All right. Gets better. Gets better.
Yes. I'll send a recording out if anybody wants to watch it again. And yeah, just please let me know with the Facebook group or WhatsApp group and your numbers.
Yes, exactly. So yeah, we're obviously going international, so different time zones. So thank you very much. All right. Anything else you'd like to end up with? All right. So the end is now the beginning. It's the Ouroboros, and you're living it. It's great.
Yes.
Thank you all very much. Once again, appreciating all your time zones and things too. As same with when we start traveling too, we'll look like we're in different planes and dimensions, but we'll do our best to keep up. And no matter where we are, you'll always be where you are. So the key to this is knowing you've always existed, and what the I suppose the deeper message is the key to immortality. Not that we're going to teach that in 5 minutes, but however, you'll get to understand what's really being said in the ancient structures and temples. And remember, you are a living temple. Right. Thank you very much. Take care. Enjoy your coming days and evenings. Stay safe and my heart space. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. See ya.
Yeah. Thank you.